time to continue on the secret series. It's lovely to do another cafe scene. This time, rather than a crowded scene at the street or cafe, we've just got the one girl, which makes you wonder, again with these secrets, what's going on behind the scenes. Is she waiting for you? Is she waiting for somebody? Is she just on her own enjoying? What's happening here? She's looking out of the window here, passing by, reflecting. So again, we have a scene which I'm going to treat in a fairly figurative, but still add contemporary feeling to it way, using acrylics and rollers and the brushes. And equally then, we've got this second dimension of not only the materials and the light and the colours and the painting itself, and the abstraction and the feeling of pattern and so on going on within the whole painting, which you get with any figurative or abstract painting, but we've got the second ambience of the place and the light and the person and the feeling of what's going on, I hope. So it gives it much greater depth than just copying a photograph. I have added the figure in, and I've changed the photograph quite a bit to what I want in the composition. So I've superimposed this figure into the photograph where I want, as you've seen in some of my other videos where I show you how we do that on computers, and I can just move things around until I get what I need there. So let's have a go at this one then. Fairly complicated picture again, a lot going on, and I'm going to try and build up with the sponge rollers first of all and then gradually pull it together. So I want to start with my midtones. The lightest ones and the darkest ones will come at the end. Look at, there's just so much going on in here, so many varieties of colour. I'm going to start with, I think we'll start with some of these mid-reds here and golds. So I need one of my big brushes first of all. I'll use a large filbert at first just to mix my paint. Using heavy body acrylics. I need to put some more colour out before I even start. As I say, it's very hard at this stage to know just where to start because there's just so much to do. Yeah, okay, well I'll just mix up a colour and we'll see where we go with it. Literally, I'm going to mix a colour and see where I go with it. See if I can find colours that I'll take some of my light, cool magenta first of all, and just see where that takes me. These sponge rollers, very, very efficient. It's amazing how much we can do with them. And they do give us this opportunity to not only give texture but also to almost glaze with them. Have I got this colour anywhere at all? This is straight from the tube then, just to get me started. That plants, you can just see through the paint. It's not that thick at the start, so I can just see what's going on underneath. Cool part here, got some light coming across there as well. So again, we can just already start to shape forms. Remember, we can drag the roller as well as use it across, just rolling down here. A little bit warmer perhaps, so I'm going to add a little touch more magenta into that. Don't want it too strong. Roll your roller through the brush as you've been shown before. You see that's gone a bit more warmer, a bit pinker now. This table behind here, it's amazing once you get going you start to find the colours everywhere. It varies slightly, so I'm going to add more orange to this or whatever other colours I need to these colours as I go along. So I'm not washing my brush, I'm not washing my roller, I'm just using the paint up as I go along. It's certainly keeps you busy, this way of painting. It's very rapid and you've got to keep mixing and placing and getting things right. Across the edge of this here maybe as well, just a little bit. Use all that paint up I've just mixed. The base colours now, a little bit more yellow ochre on this bit here. Lovely textures we can get using the roller. Where else? Yes. Even the background here has a bit of that going on. I'm going to have to use the brushes quite a bit because this really is quite detailed. Find all of these bits of reflection going on. If I put purple into that, we'll just find out where that is up here, for instance. A lovely red going on up there. Just look at that colour. Isn't that gorgeous? It comes through this colour into here and reflects down into a picture here. And it's just an abstract painting at the moment. It's just a series of block shapes and one colour against another, which is precisely what I've been saying to you. If we put the right colours in the right places and the right shapes, hopefully eventually, if they're all correct and relevant one to another, the whole painting will just come to life and you'll have your composition and your objects will just come out of the gloom. One colour coming into another. So we can do this with the brush more finely a bit later, but let's just get our basics on. Get this lovely ghosting with the sponge roller. Let's have a look at her. Slight adjustments in the colours as I go along. Use your finger, use whatever is necessary to do the job. Just find these effects of light. Now a lot more Prussian blue. Let's really go much darker, a bit cooler to here. Back of this chair. Feel it round here and darker into here. This bottle area. It comes into shadow under here under the saucer. Look how quickly these forms start to make sense as we go along. Warmth added to them. They're very strong colours, these indeed. So we've got to really plaster them on to get all these background effects first. We find these lovely tones that are working down crudely at first, but we're going to refine these as the painting goes on, that's for sure. What I want is the effects of light at the moment. Soften that where it needs softening. Just needs blending in there a bit. Losing the texture coming across here. Start to work with some of the lighter colours, so I'm going to need to wash my palette now. So mix up a light blue now with some turquoise and white. Now some sap green with a little bit of purple, touch of emerald back into it just to get some more greenness. Start to work down to a darker greens again. There's a coming over many of these colours here. As one colour comes into another so often, it helps to pull everything together when we realise this. Blue bottle greens now. I'll put some Prussian into that green. We'll get a much cooler effect of the greens here. Playing with these effects of light of these darks against here. Even into the reds of the pots, the greens are coming fact almost into black there with a little touch of it. But they are getting very dark now with all these colours. And here. Might have to stop soon because I've got the sun coming through behind, unless of course I put a board up behind here. So we're going to get all of these tones established. Get rid of all of these lights, and I'll be able to come back and pick up with the brush. A tool and easel does that to me. A bit of board behind, and I can see what I'm doing more now. Can work into this painting. I think I'm almost to the stage where I can start with brush work. Actually, let's go to a bit warmer. Miss out important items just because I'm getting interesting effects. But at close, I want to really try and find all of these shapes. You've got to be brave, and you've got to realise that you can change this as you go along, because if you thought that was the finished piece, you would be very worried you want to get into detail too soon. But we don't have to. We can come back and play with light rather than worrying about detail. But, well, I've got that red on my brush and orange. Let's do just that and deliberately go for more orangey reds in places here. So we can pick up on these stronger warms and spots here. Amazing the amount of work that can go into a piece, little line by dot by dot by dot, gradually just building it up, gradually feeling our way with it all. I think when I actually come to use the brush, I'm going to have to face the painting towards me, and you'll just have to see it at a slight angle, because I do need to be able to draw correctly for that part. I think at that stage the sun's coming around behind the painting, it's hard for me to see now, so I'm probably going to leave this until tomorrow and carry on with the brush tomorrow. Well, back onto this painting now this morning. I've got a bit of daylight again. You can see it's a lot less green than it showed earlier. Hopefully you see it on this light now. And I want to use the roller just a little bit more in places yet. A bit more light here and there. I'm going to start with a bit of cream. Which roller am I going to use this morning? I'll use the bigger one again. So take my big filbert again, and I just want to bring out a little bit of the very light colours first before going to a brighter red. So a little bit of white, a little bit of lemon yellow to get a very, very light. I get in front of the picture a little bit more now as well, which helps. I'm going to come back in with it. More sponge work than you might have thought. Add to that a bit of that very light magenta from earlier. Let's pick up on some of these very light pinks, I think, here and there. We can. Probably some. So we can do with a bit of ultramarine in the picture, because we haven't used any strong blues yet. Which makes the warms come out more. Very useful. Purple in there, a bit more deep blue in a minute. I think it's almost time. I'm being forced to really seriously consider the brush now. Detail time. So let's move from the roller to the brush. Right, now it's time to start working on some of these details. I'm going to go back to my filbert brushes, down to a little 1/4 inch at first I think here, and I want to work first of all on this area of the young lady, straight into her with some detail, and just try and bring her out from here. She's already indicated. I'm going to get a bit more in front of it now so I can see the shapes myself. Really finding just the right colours I can see. We'll try. So I want to keep it fairly loose in the way I'm painting on the brush strokes. I won't become too itsy bitsy again, trying to keep this feeling of abstraction and light. The lightest mark can change the whole painting, so I've got to be just painting with these little highlights. We're trying anyway, wherever they are. Let's look at this light shade over here, for instance. We'll start looking at the way that the medium reflections in the chandelier here come from being quite pink to much brighter. Now I just deliberately do that to show you what I mean by putting in some very, very light sparkles along here to catch that light coming from the window. You see now I'm making these lights and darks start to pick out the forms that I was drawing earlier. Not too much so, just picking them out. Painting with highlights, painting with light, almost straight off, and the highlights even. I'm going to keep working on this until I'm absolutely happy with it, or near as happy as I can be. Just picking out these little bits of light and highlights here and there. And suddenly, as I was saying, we're almost there, I think. Pull the foreground, warms out a little more. I'm just going to use a touch of red and orange here. Just a little touch to bring out the warmth here, just a little more, and drag them forward so that my eye goes back into there a bit better. Personally, I've written on there on that one. I don't think I need to do much more really. Perhaps a little bit on the greens. There we go. I think I consider that finished, and it's time to try our signature. Now, what on earth colour we're going to put on there? That's the next point. So what am I going to use? If I use a red, it's going to bring the red out too much, I think. Maybe I should use that purple again, possibly. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Certainly a challenging work. And, kept me going a little while, didn't it? You can see the difference between the very loose sponge roller work and then the brush work, just to pick things out afterwards. Lovely effects and textures we can get with that.